So it has been an extraordinary year for WILDNorth wildlife rescue and rehabilitation. Typically, we make use of funding sources from corporations and from people. As a registered charity, we depend on those funding sources to provide compassionate care for injured and orphaned wildlife here in Edmonton and the surrounding area. Unfortunately, with the COVID-19 situation, a lot of that funding has dried up. This compounded with the increase in the number of animals we received has made it very challenging for us. So unbelievably, we are up 61% when it comes to the number of calls on our wildlife helpline from people that want us to help them with wildlife issues. That's resulted in hundreds of more patients this year than we normally get. Organization's been around for 30 years. Last year was our busiest year and up 60% this year from last. So we really are making an appeal to the public and hoping that people can help out if you care about native wildlife and you want to see them looked after in the city. We're the only wildlife rehabilitation organization in Edmonton that does this work. So if you like animals, then this is an organization to contribute to. So WILDNorth, we get, we deal with about 250 different wildlife species. So if you can think of an animal in the Edmonton and surrounding area, it's probably come through our doors. This year is no exception. We've received more animals than any year in the past. Some of the interesting creatures we're looking after currently include a great horned owl. This owl was stricken by a car. It has a head injury, and we have to feed this bird around the clock with tweezers and tweezer feed this guy. And he's on a long road to recovery. And Kim Blom, our Director of Wildlife Services and our founder, is a principal caregiver there and sort of supervising the care of all these animals, doing a great job with this bird here. We also have an interesting duo, a pair of creatures that were brought in relatively recently. We have a Canada goose that's recovering from a gunshot wound and will likely be overwintered here at WILDNorth. You know, obviously these are migratory species, so these guys have to fly south, but in the interim, we'll look after her here. And she's housed with a curious roommate, a mallard duck that came in with an injury recently as well. So these are quite the interesting bedfellows. We also have a porcupine at the moment. This young porcupine was stricken by a car, actually has 2 broken front legs, and its front teeth were sheared off at the gums. Now, fortunately for porcupines, their teeth never stop growing, so they'll continue to grow. The legs were splinted. The splints have been removed from those legs as the bones are now starting to heal. And so within a few weeks, we expect and hope for a full recovery.